My name is Carmen. That green light is really bothering me. I don't know what to do about that. Today's reading is starting off with the Joan of Arc card from, I think it's Magicians, Martyrs, and Madmen tarot deck. And I feel like Joan of Arc is one of those historical figures that a lot of people have had some sort of education on, so you probably recognize the name. But there was a determination to do right by her country, and she inspired the victory of, rather unlikely victory, of the French soldiers, but then was ended up seen as a problem and tried for a heretic, and I guess they didn't like that she wore men's clothing. So this is somebody who is standing up, an unlikely defender or someone who feels so passionately about what it is that they want to accomplish or what they want to defend that they're willing to be quite unpredictable in their efforts. So let's call in spirit with a little bit of wind chime time. And I hope you're having a wonderful day so far. If you're interested in a personal reading, I would love to do one for you. My email address is wickedwandstarot@gmail.com. It's in the description box, as is more information on how to become a member, as well as how to get one of the candles that I make and sell on Etsy. Hello, Kumar. How are you doing today? Let's dive in with, I think we'll go with the Black Tarot. What else do we have about this person who wants to take some sort of action? One thing of note is that Joan of Arc was asked if she enjoyed taking out English soldiers. And I don't mean romantically, I mean violently. And her response was that she didn't like her sword nearly as much as she liked her banner, which meant it was really more about the principle or desire to defend what was important, right? So we have the Page of Wands and the Two of Wands. So I feel very strongly about something. That's the Page of Wands card, right? I'm very passionate about it. We even have the flames for it. And then the Two of Wands. So I'm going to make some sort of plan here, to do what I need to. I just knocked off a bunch of cards. Hold on for a second. This is someone who's getting creative. So I have this issue, or I feel like I need to defend this person or this thing that's very important. And maybe nobody expects me to do it, but I'm going to do it. Hello, Constantine. What's up? Hello, Mama of Boys. Hello, James. Oh, I'm sorry you feel that way, Cookie, but I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. I'm pretty sure they say something about judge not, yet ye be judged. That sounds good, James. I hope yours is too. Oh, hello, Ems. How you doing? Do you love the Pisces season? Hello, Mama of Boys. How are you doing? So we've got someone who's feeling very much so like they need to defend something that is important to them. This could be, I'm going to go down to that, I don't know, grocery store and yell at the manager because they made my brother feel stupid. Or it could be something much more impactful for other people, right? But this Knight of Spheres or Knight of Pentacles seems to align with the idea of a battle, and we have the Two of Swords. So there's a choice or a pretty monumental moment where people are trying to decide, are we going this way or are we going this way? And our Joan of Arc character is feeling like leading, feeling like defending. Three of Spheres or Three of Pentacles in the reverse, Judgment in the reverse, and the Knight of Swords in the reverse. Impulsive because everyone feels like this is a bad idea. Why would you do this? and Three of Pentacles in the reverse. That's like not your fight. You don't have to be a part of that. So if you've ever stood up for someone, maybe they were just a stranger in a gas station, right? I've done that before. I in particular really dislike it when people who are working, like at a gas station, for example, or a restaurant or a bar, are mistreated. Nobody's perfect. There's going to be mistakes, right? But people who deal with the general public, that's not an easy job to deal with, right? So I feel like this could even be someone who's just like stepping in to say, hey, could you like maybe keep your voice down or be a little bit more considerate of the person that you're talking to? Because it feels like you're getting a little out of control, you know? Mama boys, I do personal questions at the end of general readings for donations. So in other words, in this same reading, at about 35 minutes, I'll start doing personal questions as long as I have some requests for that. Otherwise, I do private readings if you don't really want everybody else to have access to the answers that you get. And those start at $40 USD, if that matters. Hello, Raziel. How are you doing? With those personal readings, I record them for you as a video that's unlisted, so no one else can find it unless they have the link. There's no ads, and I do genuinely try to get as much for you as I can. Hello, Catherine. Hello, Carrie. How are we doing? We have the Eight of Swords in the reverse, the Knight of Cups in the reverse, and the World. I think this is someone who's doing some good work. They want to, maybe it's like, you know, they're saving the local food bank or church or something. This is like, I know that there is a problem. I know that there are people who are confused, or I know that there are people who feel differently about it. I know there are some people who are not getting what they should or who are at a disadvantage. And this Joan of Arc character is like, okay, I guess I'll get ready to defend this. I'll get ready, I'll put together an argument, or I'll put together a plan. Hello, Gemini, how are you doing? Yes. So if you attach your question to a super chat, I would say the average one's probably about $5. Then I will pull a few cards for you after the general reading is over, as long as you don't mind that other people can hear the answer to it. I know there are some who enjoy the tea from the personal questions at the end. I'm glad to hear it, Carrie. Hello, James. Hello, Just Jokes. How are you doing? So we have the Four of Wands, the Empress in the reverse, Seven of Cups in the reverse, and the Hierophant. This feels to me like a little bit David and Goliath, or underdog type, which makes sense, right? Nobody would look at Joan of Arc and think, wow, you're going to be a great warrior someday. That's not what they expected of her. Certainly not in that age, right? As far as time period. There's someone who I think most people would not really be too fearful. They're not super intimidating, right? They're not like, go to the gym 3 times a day. But this is someone who sees that there is a problem and that there is a need for some sort of resolution, and they're thinking, well, I might be a little bit of an unusual pick for that, but I am okay with doing that. Yeah, no worries. Let's see. This is the Egyptian Tarot. Hello, Idris. How are you doing? What else do we have? Two of Pentacles, Queen of Wands in the reverse, Nine of Wands. Defensive energy. This does seem to have a lot of feminine energy. So we could be Like we could even use an analogy of what women were able to accomplish during wartime, like World War II. Example is the one that's most prominent in my mind. I can't help but think of League of Their Own because playing baseball isn't necessarily something that people would be like, oh, thank you, you're saving the world. But we do, I think, also have appreciation for people who try to make sure that we can have some joys in life even when things are difficult. So that's maybe not the most applicable example, but we have someone who feels like, I've got to defend this thing that's important to me. And even though people maybe don't take me seriously, I got to do something. I can't just sit here. Wow. Okay. Four of Pentacles, the Hanged Man, and Strength. Now, this is the only Hanged Man card that I have where you can see that we have someone making a sacrifice, right? Poor cow. I think we have someone who had different plans for their life. They see that they have an opportunity to improve upon a difficult situation, maybe just defending someone who needs it. Could even be like a lawyer who's deciding to do something pro bono. But this is someone who says, oops, I know I may not be what everybody would expect, or I know this isn't necessarily, you know, what I have experience in, but I think I can make a difference here. And then they do it. So also is making me think of people who feel like a little bit of time each day dedicated to a new pursuit or like training, for example, like going to the gym, right? Can make a big difference. So we have somebody who's changing their patterns, changing their schedule, adjusting what they pursue or what they do with their time because they feel like there's something they really need to defend. Donnell, I have no idea what you're trying to say. Hello, Super Slav. How are you doing? Thank you, John. But I do remember, Donnell, that there was some questionable comments made by you yesterday. So I would just ask that you make sure you're staying respectful and on topic when you're communicating in the live chat. Okay, Donnell, I'm putting you on a baby timeout. Literally 5 minutes. 5 minutes. And I'm going to ask you to keep in mind what happened yesterday. And I'm going to ask you to be respectful of the rules that are stated before you go into the live chat. If you've got some things to say that are on topic or you're communicating with the live chat, that's great. But it seems like it's just more about you wanting to find a pedestal or like a place where you can talk at people. And that's not what we're about here. Hello, Brent. How are you doing? You do have free will. Hello, Joaquin. As do I. If you're just going to spam the live chat, that's a reason for me to block you, right? I'm trying to do reading. If it's not what you want to watch, that's cool, but keep it moving then, okay? So we've got the Moon and Death with the Four of Wands. Yeah, I think we've got someone who feels very anxious or stressed out over how someone else has been treated. So this, you know, we don't know what we don't know is motivating the Joan of Arc character or individual to find additional ways to get that information or additional ways to defend what is important. Hey, Brent, I'm going to put you in a 5-minute timeout. This is not a position of authority. This is my channel, and I've worked on it for over 4 years to make sure that it is a place that people can go to either laugh or feel like there's a way to achieve more spiritual growth. If you'd like to make a mockery of it, then yes, I'm going to block you because I have the ability to do that. There's a lot of other channels out there on YouTube. You can go be a clown somewhere else, okay? Thank you, Matt. I might only be 5'4", but I can lay it down. I can throw hands. Hello, Virgo. Yes. I try to be nice. I really don't want to be irritable or itchy with a B, because I really do feel like people are going through a lot these days, and I think a lot of people just need a hug or like a compliment, like, hey, nice toenails. But yeah, I do feel like there's a lot of trolls out there, and I'm sad for those trolls because, you know, there's so much more that they would be able to accomplish with their life if they put all of that energy into something that moved them forward, right? So I appreciate all of you that are amazing in the live chat. Thank you. Hello, Ems. Oh, I did say hello. You were there earlier. So if we work together to make the world a better place, then maybe we can actually make some impact, right? Which seems to be relevant for this reading. We have someone here who is saying, look, this is a problem, this is a concern, so maybe we can work together to change this. This could even be about a company becoming unionized, because we have people who are wanting to make sure that they get the appropriate treatment or that things are fair. So perhaps we will see justice come through, but even the Death card in the Egyptian Tarot has some elements of justice with it, with that scale in the back, right? So we have the Six of Cups in the reverse, followed by the Ace of Cups and the Eight of Cups. So the choice to do something about this problem requires walking away from a different goal. So this could be, I have to sacrifice the plan that I had in place for this year. Maybe I was going to go to school. Maybe I was going to do some family obligation thing. But we have a change in plans because someone's realizing I have to do something about this now, right? This would be a general reading until about 35 minutes. Then I take personal questions from those who send a tip or a donation. You can also donate a membership. But I like to start off with the general read first. Hello, Shane. How are you doing? So, rejecting something or changing plans because circumstances or recent problems in the environment made this, I don't know if I really want to call, I could continue calling them Joan of Arc, but that to me is a little bit too close to gendering this person. And it does not have to be a woman or a girl, because I don't know that Joan never got to womanhood. But we've got someone who's saying, I know I can fix this. I know I'm a little bit unconventional as far as being the person who does something with this. But if I can make a difference, then gosh darn it, I'm going to. Thank you for the likes and subscribes, by the way. This is the Path of Shadows. Let's figure out a little bit more about what, we'll call them strength. I mean, this is someone who's finding out how much strength they have because they are going through a test. And as a result, we have some personal growth, a transformation. Someone who's saying, you know what, I used to get my nails done on, you know, every Thursday or whatever, but now I'm going to go to the gym instead. Or, you know what, I used to spend a lot of my time fishing, but now I feel like I need to work on my hunting skills. There's a change here, and it's because I know that the environment has altered in some way or it's not fair, and I'm going to change my habits, or I'm going to make preparations because I know I can have a positive impact on that. In shadows deep, fears and doubt creep, a specter haunting where courage sleeps. Because there's someone here who is shirking their responsibility. There's someone, it's as if there is a babysitter who's been paid to watch over the children while the parents are out on date night. But when the child is crying and upset because they had a nightmare, the babysitter is ignoring them. Like, just go back to bed, whatever. They're not helping at all, right? There's someone here who's shirking responsibility or not doing their job or not doing right by their environment. And so Joan of Arc, strength, right? They're like, all right, bet. You don't want to do it? I'll learn how to do it. When I first started my channel, I was terrified, okay? Number one, I don't really like social media. Number two, I hate YouTube and its ads. Sorry, YouTube. I love you a little bit more now, but I never used to watch you until I decided I wanted to get a channel on, right? Then I had a friend who knew how to edit videos for me because I wasn't doing live streams at first. You couldn't. And I didn't know how to edit them myself. And so I would make content and then he would edit it. And then sometimes I would have to wait to be able to post stuff because I couldn't get it edited as quickly as I wanted to. And finally I got so frustrated, I figured, you know what? I'm just going to learn it. I'm going to figure out how to do it on my own because I want to be self-sufficient. This is someone who's saying, you ain't doing what you're supposed to do. So I'm going to learn how to do it myself. I'm going to learn how to protect this myself, right? This could even be like actual teenagers who are, you know, going up against school or even parents that aren't doing right by their obligations. Sabotaging relationships. In the tangle of love, my demons emerge, and I wonder if yours will ask them to dance. We do have some setback as far as moral or, yeah, we'll just go with the ethics here. Whoever is not doing what they're supposed to do, they're headed for some pretty serious judgment. You said you would do XYZ to make sure that these folks were safe or that these folks had access to, I don't know, electricity or food, whatever, drivable roads. You don't do the work, then somebody else is going to start causing a little bit of a ruckus, right? Like, hey, by the way, I can't drive. Can you, like, fix this for me, right? Hello, Paige. That's a pretty funny question, so I think I'm actually going to answer it. I have this really strange ability to recall what someone was wearing on a specific date, or I remember numbers that I don't need. So if you need to rent a movie at Blockbuster, I think there's only one left in the world, by the way, I still know my account number and you could use it. Completely useless, right? But you know, I'm sure there's gonna be some time where it helps me to memorize some numbers. Now that I'm done with my education. I don't know. And no, I don't get the winning lottery numbers before y'all ask. Hello, Vic, how are you doing? So we've got the nymph. In this mundane world, now I roam. Inside this concrete jungle, where is my home? I do feel like there's younger energy here. I do feel like we have people who are not taken seriously because of their age. Whether that means they're 22 and, you know, highlighting some issues within a company and everyone's like, you've been here for 2 years, shut up, you don't know what you're talking about. Or if it's literal, like, students who feel like there's something that needs to be changed for the better within university campus or a rental building. They're still going to do the work, even though they know that people aren't necessarily taking them very seriously. Hello, Sarah Ann. How are you doing? Hello, Axman. Thank you, Matt. Let's see. We're going to go with the Marigold Tarot. I'm glad to hear that, Sarah Ann. What else do we have? Four of Cups in the reverse and the Ace of Pentacles. Someone here is getting paid to do something that they shouldn't, or getting paid to do something that they don't actually do, right? Shirking responsibilities. This is someone who's like, yeah, I don't know, it's not that big of a deal, whatever. I just, you know, did half of that or whatever. Or I told them to figure it out on their own. Queen of Swords. Three of Wands in the reverse and the Queen of Rings. Okay, what is that movie? I don't know if I'm going to be able to recall what scene is going through my mind right now, but maybe some of you will know when I explain it. But did I not say hello to Hooks? I'm sorry, Hooks. Oh, it's not silent treatment. You really think I'm just ignoring you? No. The scene that I'm thinking of is there's a bunch of, I would say like 6 to 12-year-old boys being held in a facility for misbehaving children. And they find a way to get on top of a roof that is adjacent to the fence, and they get out, they escape because they work together. I wish I could figure out what show this was from. I don't think it's a movie, I think it's a show. But these boys working together are able to escape a not so great situation or circumstance, right? So whatever the boundary or the like limitation, the fence perhaps, it's like we've got someone who comes up with the idea or figures out how to get around that. We've got people working together, but they're inspired or led by this Joan of Arc individual strength. 10 of Rings or 10 of Pentacles. Knight of Swords. And the Knight of Cups. Hello, Loans. How you doing? Yeah, I agree with that one. So I think we've got someone who's able to get through a difficult situation without many resources, but I think it's literally because we're talking about younger individuals here. I don't have the money, or I don't have the experience, I don't have the whatever. But you know what? I'm still going to approach this. I'm still going to do something to make this right. Justice. Why aren't you flipping? And the Page of Swords. I think we have someone who's escaping or coming up with some sort of plan because they cannot trust on people doing the job they're supposed to do. And this is alerting other people or spreading the truth about what's going on at this facility or in this place to those outside who probably do not know about it. Nine of Swords in the reverse, Two of Swords, Six of Cups in the reverse. Because of the environment in which these people have been raised or living, I still feel like these are teenagers or like young, like in their 20s. We have individuals who are surprisingly mature or responsible for their age. And maybe some of you are like, oh, that's a great thing. But I feel a sadness for those who didn't get to enjoy their childhood the way that they should have been able to because they had to step into some sort of responsibility at an early age, right? So there's a boss they're taking out. I don't think they're killing anyone, if that's what you're thinking. Sorry, YouTube, if you hate that word. I don't think this is violence. I think this is I'm getting out, or I'm getting information out so that people know what's really going on, because what you are supposed to be doing, you're failing miserably at. You're not actually doing it. You want everyone to see you as this Hierophant, but I'm going to make sure that everyone's aware of what you've kept secret, of what you're not letting them know. Okay. This is the Fairy Godmother Oracle. Hello, Wasim. Please don't put your personal information in the live chat. I'm just deleting it because I don't want anyone to have your birth date. But you are welcome. Hello, Darcy. Oh, and then you put it back up. Wasim, please do not do that. I'm trying to protect you, okay? I don't want other people to have that information of yours. It's also not something that I need, okay? Hello, Zoro. How are you doing? I do know that people are frustrated because octagon, right? OCT is 8, and deck or dessa, right? That's 10. But the whole reason is because they had, didn't they like add some afterwards? There's a lot of little things like that that are weird. Hello, Erdogan. How are you doing? Oh, thank you, Mama of Boys. Hey, Zorro. What are we doing here? Hello, Darnell. I hope your weekend is going well. Hello, Ricardo. Yes, I think that's probably pretty accurate. The thing is, there's a lot of disruption or chaos right now. And I'm going to repeat, even though it's a little bit challenging with this reading, I really don't want to talk about politics. I know that there's a lot of crazy stuff going in the world right now, but I don't want the live chat to devolve in arguing, okay? But this is saying someone who has responsibility, probably over children or teens, they're not doing what they're supposed to do. And the people who are able to basically say, here's what's not happening, people aren't taking them seriously because they're younger. And that's pushing them to decide to do something a little bit more in your face of, okay, here's what's really going on. Because there's someone who's pretending that they are offering kindness or, you know, respite, but they're not. They're looking at this as, how can I make as much money as possible, right? There's chaos everywhere, Ray. And thank you, Erdogan. You're welcome, Sarah. Hello, Billy. How are you doing? So just so you can see, I also have a really cool globe that still has countries that don't exist anymore on it. I think, oh, I don't think I should move it. So like Burma, for example, is still on that globe. It doesn't exist anymore. Well, at least not by that name. Yes, I agree, Darnell. Okay. Ray, look up parasocial. It might help. I like to make sure that this channel is a space where you can feel welcome. Almost like, you know, someone's giving you a nice blanket to wrap up in, or a cozy towel after you hop out of the shower. But I also want to make clear that my love for you all is not romantic. So Ray, please stop saying the creepy stuff. I mean, we talked about this yesterday. I don't want to block you, but you make me uncomfortable when you say those things. Is that your goal? Do you want me to feel uncomfortable? I'm guessing you don't, but that's what you do. Hello, Cosmic. How are you doing? Hello, Joshua Tree. I know, me too, Sarah Ann. It's my favorite. So Ray, I've had this conversation with you a few times. Show me respect. If you appreciate this channel, show me respect by not saying the things that get creepy, because I'm not on here looking for someone to date. I'm not looking to fall in love with people on my channel. If y'all want to fall in love, I'm so okay with that. I will come to your wedding. But we need to have an understanding that when I say I love you all, it is not because I am trying to get into a relationship with you, okay? Hello, Album. How are you doing? Yes, boundaries are important. Ray, I was kind of hoping you might say something like, I'm sorry I made you uncomfortable, but maybe we can work on that. So we've got companionship. That's an interesting card to come out after that. And thank you to those of you who have never been disrespectful or creepy towards me for putting up with how many times I have to say that stuff. I love you all. I really do, because I want you to be happy, but it is platonic. I don't like seeing this because it makes me feel like we've got teens or children in a situation, perhaps it's a school, perhaps it's a church, perhaps it's a gymnast program, I don't know, that feel they have to bond together or they have to work together in order to make clear that someone here isn't doing right by them. Maybe it's as simple as you're not teaching us what you're supposed to be teaching us. I've had to do that before. I was in a class where the professor just did not give a crap and did not do right by their obligations. And I'm the kind of person that will go and talk to the administration about that because, gosh darn it, I'm paying for that. Or I was, you know? There's organization happening from a Joan of Arc type, someone who's younger, saying, look, there's multiple people here who have been mistreated or who have not gotten what they were supposed to get, who have not been protected the way that they should, right? It's true. I forgive pretty easily, but please, Ray, let's not have this conversation again, okay? I don't like making other people listen to that stuff. All right, so this is the Pulp Tarot. What else do we have? The Hanged Man in the reverse. Two of Swords and Ace of Swords. I think whoever this is gets their word or their message through to a person who cares. You ever heard the expression, call someone who cares? This person did. And with the Four of Pentacles being in the reverse, I feel like this is someone who's agreeing to make sure that message gets to other people. So, honestly, I'm thinking about Paris Hilton. And I probably misjudged her for a few years early on because she would say things like, Walmart, do they sell walls? And I found it really difficult to take that seriously. But I also realized that she was kind of playing a role because people wanted her to be stupid, right? But she has to my knowledge, I haven't really looked too much into it, but she has been a proponent of people making sure that places that teenagers are sent to are reputable. We will put it at that. Hey, TY, it sounds like you misunderstand what witchcraft is. I think you should know, if you are Christian, that intentions matter, right? What are you hoping to accomplish? If there are people who are sending hexes or, I would even to some degree say love spell, because that is impacting someone's free will, yes, that's witchcraft. I am not really insulted by the term witch. I rather embrace it. But I know you're trying to say that that is contradictory or doesn't jive with the fact that I have a cross. My gift is from God. Do you have any gifts? I bet you do. Where did you get them from? My gift is from God. If you don't like my gift, that's okay. Keep it moving, but I'm not here for your judgments, and I'm not going to stop what I'm doing because you think that they don't make sense. This cross is made from the pews that were in the church that my grandparents attended and where they were married, and a church that was really important to me, but it no longer stands. And I have it there in part because it brings my grandparents' energy closer to me, and it also helps me to remember what my purpose is. Because there are some people out there who do read tarot and their only concern is, how do I get famous or how do I make a lot of money? But if you take some time to actually understand who you're judging right now, which I fear you did not do, you would see that my purpose, I genuinely want all of you to have a better life. And if doing this enables you to understand things in a different perspective, then that's totally worth it. I made a lot more money in my other job, homie, but I'm here. I would say voodoo qualifies as witchcraft, but voodoo is like a subcategory. Thank you, Mama Boys. Hello, Marco. How are you doing? Yes, Mama Boy says most people that were called witches were the healers and medicine women in our culture. And straight up, there are people who have been fearful of witches because they don't like women who know stuff. You don't want to be one of those people, do you? Right? Knowledge is power. So, yeah. Hello, Virgo. Thank you for saying that. Yes, judge not, yet you be judged, right? Look, there are so many things that we could spend our time, waste our time even, saying to other people because we feel like they should be like us, or they should believe what we believe, or they should act the way that we believe. But I would encourage you to connect with people who don't have the same views because you might learn something. And you might lose out on some amazing friendships or even love if you don't know how to respect and tolerate people who are different. Zorro, you're on my last nerve, okay? I don't know why we gotta do that. Yes, intuition. You're saying you're the Lord? Zorro? Be gone. I'm putting you on a 24-hour timeout. If you're gonna come in my live chat and say that you're the Lord, I'm going to block you, okay? Because that's weird. Anyone disagree? There's different kinds of intelligences, right, Ray? And I think it's important that we're able to appreciate those. Spatial, oh God, I'm gonna struggle with this now, aren't I? I know spatial is one of them. Analytical or linear, is that one of them? Emotional intelligence. And for people to judge others as far as their intelligence based on just one of those types is a little bit, I don't know, obtuse. Hello, Key Controller. How are you doing? Oracle knowledge, you ain't lying. But you know what? We still here. We're okay. I got a hair on my arm. I don't know. There it is. I got it. And it's Sunday too, you know? Seven of Swords, Two of Pentacles, and the Knight of Swords in the reverse. So we have someone who's explaining the truth. It's like they are, I mean, maybe it's a lawyer, but it's someone who's speaking on behalf of those that have not been taken seriously. So since you aren't listening to the 14-year-olds, or since you're not listening to your children, I will tell you what's been going on, and I think it's important that you do something about it, right? It does. You're right. Seven of Cups in the reverse. The World. The Hierophant in the reverse, and the King of Swords in the reverse. The lie comes out. The Hierophant, who wanted everyone to feel like they are some great angelic person getting stuff done, doing right things, who had some secrets, those secrets are getting exposed. The whole world's gonna know. So they're gonna be exposed as a liar, someone who sold a bill of goods, right? I'm gonna teach your insolent child to act like a respectful person, except for really what they're doing is nothing. They just want to get paid. So, yeah, I think they're getting their karma here. They're getting exposed. Someone's finally an advocate for those that have been frustrated with this Hierophant. Yes, a false prophet. He should rest on Sunday. It's in their book. Tim, I like you. You're great. Hello, Mind the Gap. How you doing? All right, y'all. I'm actually kind of starving, so I need to go eat some food. But I just want to reiterate that I love you all. I know it's not in some cases the way you want me to love you, but I do care about you all. Even if I've only seen you on my live chat a couple times, I wish the best for you. And if my channel can help you with that, or if you can meet some awesome people in my live chat, it makes me very happy. Nonetheless, I hope you can also still expect some ridiculous jokes and important messages. Apologies that today's reading has been a little bit off the track, but I appreciate you. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the subscribes. Thank you for hyping the reading if you're able to. And yes, Mama of Boys, if you would like to book a reading, my email is in the description box. It's just wickedwandstarot@gmail.com. And I do generally return those readings within 24 hours of payment. So pretty quick. All right. Love you guys. I'll see you later. Toodles.